Hello friends, Journey here. So today I'm going to be going over a replay of Windranger. It's going to be a mid-Windranger, and the comments that the person gave me beforehand was the age-old question of how do I solo carry my garbage teammates? Kind of generic. They pretty much just said that they were doing everything from warding to clearing waves to getting pickoffs to doing the most damage, all that sort of mumbo jumbo. We're going to talk about kind of how you have to do it. I don't personally agree with people who constantly blame their teammates for everything. Like, obviously, they're the constant, not their teammates being bad. It's kind of a given. But it's also, there are some games that are just not winnable at times. Your teammates aren't good. You're not playing well enough. Your draft's not good enough. Their draft is way better. All these sort of things. So we'll take a quick look at this game and to see kind of how it goes. Because Windranger as a hero generally has a fair bit of issues in terms of scaling and like solo carrying games. Yeah, it works to some degree in brackets where people play more spaced out. They don't build enough defensive items. They don't stun her. They don't get evasion, dispels, all that, or not evasion, true strike. I mean, all that sort of stuff. So we'll look at the drafts quickly. The first thing I want to notice is pretty much all this, like this whole game, every single team fight has to be Chronosphere into you focus firing down either Jug or Medusa. You do that, they have no damage. Their draft has no damage at all in the first place. They have shit, 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 super shit, kind of mega shit. So 5 pretty shit heroes in terms of damage output. Like, Jug does do damage, but a 3 and 8 Jug with 15k net worth is not going to do damage. Same thing with Medusa. Medusa's not farmed enough to be a threat. But it's on you to figure out who the biggest threat of the non-threatening heroes in that game are. So, your item build. I don't personally know what mid-wind rangers go for right now. Mid-wind is kind of super dead. The hero just doesn't do enough in a game of Dota to function as a mid. Besides offer like some kill threat early onto most mid laners. But most mid laners right now are mobile mid laners like Ember Spirit, Void Spirit, Quap, Brood, Lycan. All these heroes can outrun you. Not only that, they can also kill you pre-BKB because most of them get some sort of dispel item or slow-based item like the Fusel Blade, Yule Scepter. They have their stuns, all that crap. And they can just stun Windranger or they can purge Windrun off. And if you use Windrun, they purge it off, you're dead. You lost all your mobility and all your evasion, which is why Windranger right now is just unplayable. Beastmaster shits on you, Ember Spirit does pretty well against you, Void Spirit pretty well against you, Brood shits on you, Lycan destroys you. Like, there's so many heroes that beat you. So be very careful if you ever pick Windranger as a mid. In my opinion, it has to be like a 10th pick, and like it's a super amazing win game. I don't even know what the criteria for it being an amazing win game is, because if it's an amazing win game, it might be a better draw mid game or something like that. So yeah, we'll get into the game then. Okay, so the first thing I want to note whenever I go into a lane is I wanted to kind of picture how it's gonna play out based on the heroes, like the matchups. Mid lane is kind of straightforward in how most matchups play against. Every single half decent Medusa player is like 2 people because no one plays that hero. They're going to push the lane in and go jungle every single time. So going into the laning stage, I need to have some sort of plan on what do I do whenever they push the lane into my tower. Typically my plans are going to be based off of how I skill build and how I itemize and how I think. So I'm going to be maxing out power shot here, because I know if I push the lane out myself, I can either go jungle or I can rotate. Medusa can't rotate or counter gank. So if I'm the one leading off on the ganks and she's not, my other lanes get ahead as well as I'm keeping up pace with the Medusa. Kind of. If I don't max out power shot and I go for like a max shackle shot or max windrun build or something weird like that, Medusa just outfarms me, and that's a really big issue because I'm not threatening Medusa, she's not threatening me, but she's getting way more out of the map than I am, and I'm not ganking. Because if I don't push the lane out far enough, I can't gank without it being obvious. I don't plan on spending too much time in the laning stage just because, as I said, a lot of this is just going to be based off of Medusa laning standard level 1, 2. Level 3, 4, like she kind of starts pushing the lane and then going to jungle. And then the laning phase just devolves from there. It becomes no longer laning and it's just Medusa pushing and then jungling. Yeah, you're doing well so far. I mean, you're using your spells to secure creeps and harass, and you are controlling runes well. Yeah, doing really well. I'm just gonna I think I'll just skip forward because I think your laning phase is pretty fine. Yeah, gonna say this point in this point into focus fire feels really weird because you look at your damage. You have half the damage you normally do. Isn't it 50% damage reduction? Yeah, 50% flat. So you're effectively going to be hitting for like 30 damage. That's 30 damage not including armor, and it's also not including mana shield. So you were hitting Medusa for like 6 damage there. I feel like I would have rather have gone for a second point to Windrun or a Shackle Shot, something like that, or if I had phase boots or like a javelin or something, I could go gank. This gank right here is terrible. It is so bad for so many reasons, purely because you ignored what I said earlier. Watch mid lane. So you're catching silencer. Alright. You have not showed on mid lane. Okay, now you're showing. So you just committed a TP. Any single half-decent player will say, yo, Windranger was last seen walking towards top, and she's not showing in mid wave. 100% ganking top. Or even if they didn't see you going top lane, they know you're going to gank. And both lanes are going to play way more defensive. So if you're ever going to gank, push out the lane first. This gank is fine, because by the time that the creep waves meet up, you will be at the higher kill area. The problem is you're ganking a lane that has no kill threat. But now that you've taken too long to go for the kill, lane's back at your tower. And now it's become super obvious, and now Medusa's got one full wave over you. You're going to miss like 2-3 creeps. Unless you power shot to secure them. Which just is the issue with not being super mobile. Which is kind of why you want more points in the winter, and it lowers the cooldown by like a second or something like that. 2 seconds a level. And a lot of my ganks will be based probably off of power runes. If I get a haste or a DD or an invis or something like that, I can make a play. If I don't, I'm not going to. Also, make sure you buy yourself a rune ward. Every single time you get a bottle, get yourself a rune ward. So a rune ward is something that's an observer ward here, 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 or here. Or even like up here, over there. Just any ward that watches here or here, just so you can see the power runes. And then if you get a regen rune, you can say to your team, I'm not doing anything, I'm farming mid, whatever. Get a DD rune, and it's top lane, you can tell your team, yeah, in like 15 seconds I will be top lane to kill this underlord who's creep skipping. And your team can play accordingly. You'll give them a heads up. You give them a heads up, then your team can play better. That was good. Yeah, I'm just going to skip forward a little bit, get past the laning stage, because I feel like you kind of know what you're doing. Like, rush javelin, you ult stuff, you get runes, you kill stuff. Pretty straightforward. One thing I'd keep in mind is if I have a super, like, high kill capable hero, I try to look to gank at the catapult wave, if I can. If you go gank with the catapult wave, because your team kind of lacks building damage up until, like, mid-late game area, when Dro hits hard, you hit hard, and Phases hits hard. Like, you have no, like, auras or, like, massive wave clear to have the creeps do or anything like that. You kind of just have, like, really shit wave clear and, like, mediocre building damage. So, if you play off your cart wave more, you could probably have taken their tier 1 bottom, or at least threatened it. Just keep that in mind if you, can. Because, like, you ganked bottom lane there was still a cart there. Instead of pressuring that tier 1, you opt to just walk back mid. Which is fine to walk back mid and defend your tower, but you've already walked down bottom. Why not have Witch Doctor sit mid, defend the tower, and you take bottom tower? That way you're getting the better of both ends. Instead, now you're playing bottom lane while your team's dying top lane, you're not going to take his tower. If you ult for it, it means you can't kill Jug, and if you don't ult for it, it means you're not getting it. Which just comes down to why Windranger is a bad hero. For lots of reasons. I feel like that was a kill. Am I wrong? You walk away? A little further back. Oh, you focus fired the siege creep. That's super awkward. I was wondering what you, why I didn't kill him there. That was good. Yeah, him with the big Jaja. Third dominance on him. Yeah, so what you want to be doing right now is you want to be forcing this tier 1 tower bottom. If you guys don't take towers, you have no map control. With no map control, Medusa has the entirety of her jungle to farm. So the next game plan I'll be telling my team is every single Chronosphere, you take a tower. The next 3 Chronos. Go walk this guy and Chrono them. Or like, you ult this guy, you force their entire team to come, and then you Chrono them. Like this Chrono that Void just used over here, this is really good. If you guys had follow-up, that is. With no follow-up, it's kind of bad. Yeah, because no one was there to help them. Didn't go too well. Yeah, like that hypothetically could have been okay if you guys were more aware of what you want to be doing. If you guys knew from the get-go that you wanted to be taking a fight with Chronosphere bottom to take the bottom tier 1, you guys would have been in position to take that bottom tier 1. Instead, you guys used Chronosphere, which is your biggest ultimate. You've committed, I think it was 3 heroes, maybe 4. I don't know where Witch Doctor was. He may have been top lane, I think. But you committed 3 or 4 heroes to go 1-1, lose your offlaner for a 5, trade ultimate cooldowns, and not take any towers. That just doesn't feel very good, right? So try to keep this more objective approach in mind. You're sitting bottom when you clearly know how important this bottom tier 1 is, but you're not really transitioning any plays into showing that you know how important it is. You haven't ulted it, you haven't killed anybody, like, you haven't told your team, yeah, position aggressively, like, kind of let them walk around and do whatever they want. You can keep fighting, you're strong. And yeah, this is not very good. It needs to be your face's Void showing up to all these fights. If Void's not here, your game's like super hard. Because Void is your biggest team fight ult. He's your only team fight ult. See? Void shows up, you guys win the fight. Although it's not on you, you kind of have to tell Void, like, yo, dude, like, get in the game. Like, you are how we win this game. All of your plays come off of Chrono. You guys Chronosphere to mid, you took mid tier 1. What I'd be looking to do is I want to push out bottom lane and keep mid lane out, ward up all around bottom tier 1, tier 2 area, and start pressuring that. Force them into either fighting or like mass committing defense onto bottom lane, or they give up to tier 1. And they're probably not going to fight you guys. Although you guys have no Chrono and they have Global, they just don't really have any damage. As I said, they don't really have any way of killing you guys unless you do something stupid like Void just did. If you time walk solo into 5 heroes, yeah, you'll die. But like, if that doesn't happen, it's not going to happen.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Right now, I'd be super scared of what's happening on the map. They're showing top lane, so you can take this, which is good. But right now, you just want to have your whole team play bottom with you. You can go ult this guy. I guess you realized that. Momo's dead now too. Poor Momo.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nice. Yeah, so the biggest issues you're having right now is like, yeah, your team is doing really, really bad stuff. If I pause the video right now, logically, where do you guys want to be playing when you're ahead? You're 5k up. Look at the map. Your team is playing very split. You have a Faceless Void with Chronosphere off cooldown, as I keep saying. Biggest team fighter in this on your team is top lane. Then you're showing a support mid lane. You have a Drow farming these camps here, while you and Clockwork are down here. This is very bad. If a high rank or a medium rank team sees this, like a mediocre average MMR team sees this, they will make a play and they will run at you. They will like 5-man at you guys like this, and they will kill you and Clockwork because they know you and Clockwork are here, and they kill you too, and they regain all map control down here because you have your team over here and here and here, and then you guys are here. You need to get your team to play closer. It's very hard in a solo queue scenario to do that, but just keep saying to your team, hey, can we get wards in their bottom jungle? Hey, can we play in their bottom jungle? Hey, Dro, come farm bottom jungle. Don't farm ours, farm theirs, you know? Like, it gets annoying for you, yeah, but you want to win at the end of the day, right? That's how you're going to have to do it. If you have people playing top lane, and you have no intention of taking the most useless tower, or second most useless tower in the game, it's not worth your time. Because you guys have committed a bunch of heroes up here, if we look at where they're going to be playing, exactly, they're all down here. Instead of taking a second worst tower in the game, because you get no map control, taking this tower gives you like slight control of this area, where it theoretically leads into you guys taking control of this area, but doesn't give you control of this area. Instead, if you guys are playing down here, because you have the mid tier 1 down and bottom tier 1 down, you guys could fight anybody who comes into the circle, which then forces their entire team to play on this half of the map. And they're going to be pretty scared, obviously, because they're super far behind. And like, not super far, but far enough behind that they should be scared. They're going to play on this area here. And then eventually take them this tier 2 to bottom. You have complete control of bottom. Take them this mid tier 2. And then you guys can do whatever you want. You guys can walk in here and fight them. You guys can walk into Roshan and take it. You can do whatever. Because you play down here. It's like, it's really difficult to explain, but you just have to play, or get your team to play the map properly. And you have to play the map properly. If you guys do that, you would have a way easier game, and not just this game, where you went like, I think 10-2, if I remember right, 10-1. All your games would be a lot easier. Because you're farming top jungle right now, look what's happening bottom. They still have complete control. You're farming your jungle while you're 5k, 6k up. If you're farming your jungle, it means they're farming their jungle. If you're farming their jungle, they either do the smart thing and farm your jungle, which is super scary, or they stick to a very small part of the map and have to have 5 heroes farming these 3 camps, which doesn't feel very good. I can promise you that. And it's also the fact that if you guys played bottom jungle, you'd have double outpost and either control bounty rooms, all this sort of stuff. But you guys are playing your jungle instead of theirs. Useless hitting creeps. Bad news bears. Also, in this game, because you've recognized the fact that your team has no wave clear, I'd probably have gone for a Milnir or a Necrobook. Probably a Milnir because it's a bit better on a melee Windranger, or a mid Windranger. You guys kind of need some way of clearing waves a lot quicker. You have Power Shot, Rocket Flare, Cask, and Split Shot. I don't think, does Void have Maelstrom? He has Maelstrom now. This is a weird fucking Void build. Like 3 mid-tier, like low mid-tier items, then a BKB. I don't know, it seems super weird. Yeah, I probably would have gone a Milnir. Gives you more wave clear, which is very important for your team. Don't BKB, you're fine. Okay, good. Yeah, so just getting a Milnir would have helped you solve the issues, because To explain wave clearing to people, because I actually was talking to somebody about this the other day, so I think it'd be worth mentioning. Because people have this idea that wave clearing isn't important unless you're in a high ground defense, which is very wrong. So wave clearing is very important at all stages in the game because it allows you to play the map properly. Because you guys have no wave clear, your ranger had to commit 5 seconds to farming here. If you had a wave clearing hero, you commit 1 second and you move Dro. And because you have those 4 seconds to walk, you would already be on this high ground here. And you're already on the high ground there, so Underlord dies. And it's just small things like that that come of having proper wave clear. Because you have better wave clear, this lane here is over here, and then you can make a play on them because you have the wrap on them. Come in like this. So just to explain to everybody how important wave clearing is and why it's not just a, oh, it's only important for high ground, it's important for everything type thing. And right now you just be looking to take mid tier 2. You just want to keep forcing fights because you have, okay, you no longer have Chrono, but you did have Chrono, which again, super big team fight ultimate, you 5-man at it, you win games. Just keep forcing 5v5 fights. As soon as you guys go in Chronosphere, they're going to global silence, you pop BKB, you kill off whoever's in the Chronosphere, you win games. That's how, hypothetically, every one of these fights should be happening because you guys are ahead. Alright. Get caught with Windrun down? Ah, you did. That is quite unfortunate. Yeah, BKB doesn't do anything against Jug, by the way. Best bet there is run to the neutral camps and TP immediately. Or just TP immediately, but you probably wouldn't do it. Or do the smarter thing and play with your team. If you play down here with no vision, like no sentry wards, you have a singular one. Or I guess you have 2, but you didn't de-ward the spot that you sentried. If you had vision down here, which you guys should have, you could play, like you could make that play. But your team's in Roshan. Wouldn't it be smarter for you to be playing in this jungle? Like you de-ward this cliff up here, they don't even have a ward up there. But you guys control here while you guys Rosh. Because isn't it a lot easier to fight here, your team here, than just to fight here with your team up here? So yeah, I agree. Your team could have been a lot better this game. But the biggest tip I can give you on a Windranger in this game is understanding how important wave clearing is, which is not really your job to do, but like you should still be doing it, and how to play the map properly. If you play the map like a lot better, if you've done mediocre, I'll give you that. Like you definitely haven't been a problem at all in this game. Like you're actively trying to push out waves, but if you know, again, if you know like, it's on you to push out waves, get a Milner, and then it's no longer an issue. Static charge a lane creep, and then you can power shot another one, or like start walking to another one, or whatever. You're fine. And that's pretty much the game. So, yeah, I feel like this replay you've done pretty well, like all things considered. I honestly thought from reading the message you gave, it would have been a classic game of the carry or the mid laner goes like 14-2 and still loses or whatever because their team is like 0-100. I think I can look to wrap this one up here then, because the biggest tip I can give you, and the only real tips I can give you, is if it's your job to wave clear, itemize to do that. If you are the Faceless Void with like, if you're Faceless Void in this case and your team lacks wave clear, go Maelstrom, go Battle Fury. This game, don't go Battle Fury at all. That's way too greedy with a Dro win range, I feel. But if you're Clockwork, consider Necrobook. If you're Witch Doctor, consider Necrobook. If you're Dro, Windranger, consider Milner. Like, find alternatives to or solutions to the problems your team is facing. This game is wave clear. And then again, last thing, play the proper part of the map. You do not want to be playing bottom jungle when your team is roshing. You are like easily 30 seconds away from getting assistance. wiggle I'm drawing for whatever reason. It's also don't farm your part, like don't farm these camps here if you're far ahead, because farming here does nothing. It creates no map pressure, and it doesn't limit their resources. Farming these camps here does, because these two camps are super safe at certain points of the game for Radiant. But when they have no map control and you take these camps, they can't, obviously. So then you guys you're getting, I don't know, 100 extra GPM and they're losing 100 GPM because they can't farm these two camps. So instead of getting a 100 GPM, you go 200 GPM in your favor. You're getting 100, they're losing 100. Keep that in mind. Keep the idea of how to play the map properly, like why you're playing somewhere, like where you should be playing. The easiest way to learn that is either ask me or another player, like higher ranking player or whoever, or just watch your replays and go through it. Why am I there? Like, what did I gain from doing that play? Should I have done it? Was there anything slightly better I could do? Should I have not done it at all? Anything like that. You do that, you'll be golden. If I'm gonna wrap it up here then. If you got any questions, feel free to DM me or drop a comment below. Oh, it's ended now anyways, cool. If not, I will see everyone later.